343 days. That's how long it's been since we were last inside this gym for live Marion Wildcat basketball. But we are back here tonight, 11 months and sometime later, for the Marion Wildcats and Carbondale Terriers here live on the Marion Star Facebook. Stay with us, brought to you by Watermark, John A. Logan, and the rest of our sponsors.
Thank you for watching Swinford Media Group's production of live Marion High School athletics. This live stream is brought to you by John A. Logan College. Come see what we're all about at Logan Fitness. Why would you go anywhere else? Watermark Auto Group. Visit one of our 6 locations and experience the Watermark difference today with additional support provided by SIH. SIH Outpatient Rehabilitation Services, offering direct access for patients. Black Diamond Harley-Davidson. Black Diamond Harley-Davidson and their family of businesses, including Black Diamond RV, Coco Pelly Golf Club, and the Oasis. Farmers State Bank. No one serves you better. Like our Wildcats, Farmers State Bank is proud to be a part of our community. Supercuts. Everyone wants to look their best, and Supercuts is here to help. 20% discount for Marion Unit 2 staff and students with ID through May 31st. Other partners include First Mid Bank and Trust. With First Mid, you and your debit card will have the perfect friendship every step along the way. Kenya Gardner State Farm Insurance. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Legion's Bank, a proud supporter of Marion Athletics and excited to be a part of Wildcat Country. The Hub Recreation Center. From our state-of-the-art fitness center and indoor track to our heated pools, water slide, basketball courts, and youth programs, the Hub Recreation Center has something for everyone. Kemper CPA Group, LLC. If you feel like you're drowning, call the experts at Kemper CPA Group. They'll give you the tools to keep your business afloat. Marion Plumbing, LLC. Offering commercial and residential services. Contact owner Tony Gooch at 922-7142. First Southern Bank. Local people, local decisions. Local banking at its best. Murphy Wall State Bank. We're here to help you make your next move. Visit us on the Hill in Marion. Arcadia Wealth Management. Providing customized services for discerning clients. Call us at 993-1970. Mr. B's Landscaping. Mr. B's is the area's best resource for landscape and hardscape solutions. Call us at 771-7051. And the Marion Star, where Marion is the star. Call us at 997-7827 to subscribe, or visit us in person at 1205 Tower Square Plaza or online at swinfordpublications.com.
Welcome to Virgil Cuss Wilson Gymnasium. We're here live at Marion High School for the Marion Wildcats and Carbondale Terriers, the first home game of the 2021 season. Alongside Brett Bradley, I'm Riley Swinford. Thank you so much for watching here tonight live on the Marion Star Facebook. We're excited to be back in here tonight to bring you Marion Wildcat basketball action. After this brief commercial break, we're going to bring you our SIH pregame shows. Stay with us here on the Marion Star Facebook.
When you're shopping for a new or used vehicle at Watermark, you'll notice the Warranty Forever sticker on the windshield. Here's what that actually means. The powertrain on the vehicle is covered for unlimited mileage and unlimited time. That's the engine and transmission. There's no cost to you. It covers 100% parts and 100% labor. That means when you purchase a vehicle from Watermark, you have coverage for as long as you own the vehicle. So when you think of Watermark, think of Warranty Forever and true peace of mind.
And now, with our SIH pregame show, here's your host, Riley Swinford.
Thanks, Chuck. Welcome back here at Wilson Gymnasium. We're live under away from the opening start of the Carbondale Terriers and Marion Wildcats. Alongside Brett Bradley, I'm Riley Swinford, and we're here for a matchup of a pair of 0-1 teams, the Marion Wildcats and Carbondale Terriers, entering play here tonight. Marion started last week with an opening loss at Centralia. During that game, Marion lost 48-43 to the Orphans at Trouts Arena in Centralia. Marion had no one in double figures and was led by 8 points from Trevor Jackson and Ray Bardot. Vincent Newsom and Hunter Simmons both added 7. Marion made just 2 3-pointers and had 18 turnovers, while the Orphans made 6 threes and had 8 turnovers. Here's some highlights from last week's game. Marion led 16-2 in the opening minutes and 16-7 after the first quarter, en route to a 25-21 lead at the half. But Centralia rallied in the second half, despite making just 6 of 18 free throws at the foul line. The Orphans, who also won the JV game 48-27, outscored Marion 12-1 in the third quarter, then held on for the season opening win on their home court. Carbondale also started last week with a loss. They started at Mount Vernon, which improved to 2-0 with the 58-24 win over the Terriers. The Rams, who we'll see in a couple of weeks, were led by R.J. Benson's 15 points. The Rams led 14-9 after one quarter of play and 27-13 at halftime. Mount Vernon's lead was 45-19 after 3 quarters. The Rams made 8 threes. The Rams are coached by first-year head coach Tim Halloway. Carbondale is led by senior Darius Ragland, who's their only returner with varsity playing time. Carbondale is coached by Jim Miller, who's started his 23rd and final season coaching Carbondale. We're going to take a closer look here at Jim Miller, who is a Carbondale legend in the final year of his time at Carbondale, which has spanned 23 seasons. He has 423 wins as the Terriers coach, 528 overall during his coaching career. He's won 2/3 of his games, third best in Carbondale history. He's only had 3 losing seasons during his time at Carbondale and has won 10 regional titles, 2 sectional titles, and 2 super sectional titles, and finished 2nd and 4th during 2 trips to state. He's also won 4 Carbondale holiday tournaments, the last one coming in 2019. His last game will come March 9th against Centralia at home. Marion's coached by returning coach Gus Gillespie. We had a chance to sit down and talk with the Wildcats coach earlier this week. He talked about the Wildcats' lack of experience in trying to replace their all-time leading scorer, Jackson Connor. Marion has just 1 returning senior, Jordan Cook. As possible returnees, Jonathan Tucker and Matthew Cook have decided not to play this year. Marion did pick up some experience when Mount Vernon transfer Hunter Simmons moved to town. Here's what Coach Gillespie told us about his team this season.
Unfortunately, we lost some seniors that have been in our program, and a couple of them had been in the program for 4 years. Basically, when I took over this job as a freshman, and no hard feelings, nothing like that. They just evaluated the situation and the dynamics of how things are going to be now. No crowd, with a mask. Just going to be a lot different than the atmosphere maybe that they were used to, and maybe they want to have those memories in the back of their mind instead of this, and so each person has to make that decision, and we'll see what this new season of February, March looks like now. You think of the last time we were at Marion and we're playing in front of a full house, playing in the regional championship, and now you're walking out there playing in front of limited fans, and just a totally different atmosphere. But like you said, the love of the game, the love of competing, of preparing. I think those things were greatly missed by some of our kids, and we have 2 seniors, Jordan Cook and Hunter Simmons, and a transfer from Mount Vernon, and just a heck of a football player. He was a very good basketball player for Mount Vernon last year. Of course, they won the South 7, and he was a pivotal part of that team, and I think he can bring us a lot of leadership. He's won those conference championships, and hopefully he'll lead and take care of business, and then take care of business in football. The other senior that I have is Jordan Cook. Of course, he's been in the program for 4 years. Played a lot of varsity for us last year as a junior, and can shoot the ball. And Jordan's hung in there. I'm proud of him because all these kids have taken their shots from this, and he decided, hey, I'm gonna hang in there and get the most out of my senior year.
Welcome back here on the SIH pregame show alongside Brett Bradley. I'm Riley Swinford. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of this varsity contest between Carbondale and Marion. As Marion looks for ways to replace the all-time leading scorer Jackson Connor, they're going to have to lean heavily on junior returning guard Ray Bardot, who's a third-year starter. Brett, we saw Ray last year quite a bit when we did the broadcast a year ago. Ray's got to really pick up the load this season.
He does, Riley. He's very athletic. He's very long. He plays great defense. And on offense last year, he provided some good moments, but he wasn't the leading scorer as Jackson Connor dominated. So Marion in this 11-game season really has to rely on him to score, and also I think Benson Newsome, who is also a returning starter.
Trevor Jackson had a good game last week at Centralia as well. We saw him in bits and pieces, but the thing Bardot can do, and he comes from a good basketball family, as you know, Brett, he can space the floor, he can shoot the ball. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. According to Coach Gillespie, he's started every game since the third game of his freshman season. So when Marion's looking up and down their bench trying to find some experience, Bardot's one of the few that has it.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably almost 70 games started in 2 years, which is really amazing to think. Comes from a great basketball line. He himself is a great player, him to play really well. Ray Bardot on defense was fantastic. This year on offense, he's probably going to have to score close to 15 points a game for Marion to be competitive in each game.
Another player Marion can rely on here tonight is quarterback Hunter Simmons, best known for his play on the football field. Carbondale has one of those as well. Darius Ragland, who recently committed to Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri, is the Terriers' only player with experience. Hunter's main varsity playing experience comes from his time as a Mount Vernon Ram, but Marion's happy to have him now, and he'll soon, next month, take the field for the football Wildcats as well.
Yeah, it's good to have him, and he's a great basketball player too, so anytime you get a transfer to come in and contribute in two sports, I should say, that's very helpful. Darius Ragland was one of the best athletes we saw a year and a half ago on the football field, and he's also a very good basketball player, very quick, and plays good defense too.
Simmons is a 6'4", 215-pound quarterback. He currently has offers from DuPage, Murray State, SIU, Illinois College, Millikan, Monmouth, Roosevelt, and others. He's ranked as the number 12 quarterback in the state of Illinois. But tonight, Marion needs him to focus on his basketball skills, which will come at the forward position, as he'll bring some size and rebounding ability to the Wildcats' front line. That will do it for our SIH pregame show. We're less than 30 seconds away from a moment of silence, the national anthem, and the starting lineups as the Terriers and Wildcats get ready to rumble here on the Marion Star Facebook, brought to you by Watermark, John A., and the rest of our sponsors.
It's time for the Marion Star's Wildcat Game Day. Brought to you by John A. Logan College, the Watermark Auto Group, and other fine sponsors. Stay tuned for exciting Wildcat action.
Sarah loved the blue and gold.
Welcome back here to Wilson Gymnasium. Before this game starts, they're going to observe a moment of silence for Wildcat supporters Sarah Spencer and Ron Joyner. Spencer was involved in game day operations, keeping the scorebook and running the clock, and Ron Joyner was the familiar, long-standing pay announcer here for the Wildcats in Wilson Gym for many years. And they're also honoring former Marion coach Rich Heron, who also is best known for his time as SIU's coach, along with coaching in Oak Victorville, Benton, and Northland College during his legendary Hall of Fame coaching career. Coach Aaron passed away Christmas night at the age of 87. So those in here in attendance, the small crowd, are going to observe a moment of silence here in their honor.
Thank you. Now we'd ask that you please stand, gentlemen, remove your caps.
They're now going to follow with the national anthem as we get ready for this matchup between Marion and Carbondale.
And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Carbondale Terriers.
That was the national anthem as we get ready for the Carbondale Terriers and Marion Wildcats to square off in an exciting South 7 matchup here at Wilson Gym in front of about 50 people, mainly Marion parents here at Wilson Gym. The Terriers are going to go with number 5, Gabe Hilliard, number 11, DeMarcus Fuchs,
number 23, DeCarl Payne,
22, Darius Ragland, who we highlighted in our pregame show. 23, DeCarl Payne will also start for Coach Jim Miller. And 41, Jarvis Allison will start at center for the Terriers. Carbondale, of course, coached by longtime Coach Jim Miller, who is being recognized here by Marion PA announcer John Walford. This is the last time Coach Miller will coach here in Wilson Gym. And Brett, we've seen some good matchups between these two teams here in this gym over the years.
Yes, we have. Carbondale's always been very good at basketball. Probably their best sport of all the main sports. They've always been competitive. They've produced Division I talent through the years. Coach Miller, give him a round of applause for a great career.
Marion's going to go with the same lineup they had last week. Number 3, Vincent Newsom. Number 4, Trevor Jackson. Number 21, Jordan Cook. Number 25, Hunter Simmons. And number 13, Ray Bardot, who we talked about in the pregame. Brett, if you're Marion, you've got to start this game with some energy. You've got to come out. Even though there is a small crowd, you've got to get the few people we do have here in attendance into the ball game, defend your home court, and bounce back from the loss last week.
Yeah, that is correct. You know, there's probably about 50 people here, fan-wise, maybe 100 or so, 50 to 100. And this is a home court game, so Marion did play better on at home than on the road. So hopefully that trend continues this year. But Marion has to have a good start from their key players and get off to a quick lead.
One rule change this year due to COVID, we are not having the opening tip, so with the new rule, Carbondale will start with the ball since they are the visitors, and Ragland will fire it in at the half line. Marion's going to pick up in man-to-man defense. The Terriers wear their black road jerseys with white and gray trim. Marion's in their home whites with blue and gold trim. Hilliard has the ball up top. Now he swings to Allison. Now they swing it over to Payne, the 23. Nearly stolen. Carbondale tries to throw to Hilliard, who is back cutting under the basket, but the game starts with the turnover. Just 19 seconds in, and it'll be Marion ball.
That's too long of a pass. That pass started from beyond the three-point line to try to get inside. Carbondale has to get the ball to the wing and then make that pass.
Carbondale is very athletic, and they're going to pick up with a little pressure here. Ragland will start on Bardot. Bardot brings it across the half line, hands to Jackson. Guarded by Hilliard. Swings to Newsom on the left wing, brings it with the right hand dribble, tries to get into the lane, goes up, misses the layup, rebound Jordan Cook, kicks it out. Ray Bardeau open three in front of Carbondale's bench, and he hits. And right on cue, Brett, that's what we talked about in the pregame.
Down there by Cook, found Bardeau wide open for three, and a good shot to give Marion the lead.
Marion leads 3-0 on our Watermark scoreboard to start this contest. Marion picks up full court, but Carbondale gets across. Nearly stolen there as Newsom nearly took it from Ragland, but he picks it up and starts the Carbondale offense. They swing to Hilliard in the right corner. Now it's Allison at the top of the key, poked loose. Picked up by Payne. He goes in for a layup over Newsom and scores. 2 points for DeCarl Payne.
That was a great layup. He took it to Newsom in the body and was able to finish. That was a great play by Carbondale.
Marion pushing the tempo. Sets up the half-court offense. They swing to Jordan Cook, the senior, now to Newsom, a junior, and he's fouled by 11, DeMarcus Fuchs.
Hands went down there. Newsom capitalized, and we got a blocking foul. Aggressive defense, but you can't pick up cheap fouls far away from the basket.
With 6.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, Marion leads Carbondale 3-2 on our Watermark scoreboard.
Little 2-3 zone by Carbondale.
Marion swings it to Jackson. Now it's Bardeau. Shot fake, right hand dribble to Cook. Now it's Jackson. Open three in the corner. Yes. Trevor Jackson hits a three, and now it's 6-2 in Marion's favor. 2 minutes into this ball game.
Marion's come out and hit two of the first three shots. Carbondale retained possession. Two of them in three-pointers. That time it was a nice dribble pass, and they had Jackson open in the corner. That might get Carbondale out of their zone.
Ragland to pass it in. Gets it in to Fuchs. Overthrows, but it comes to Hilliard. Allison wants it in the post. They swing it to now it's Payne. Gets a screen. Ragland thought about it. Pulls it out. Hilliard dumps to Allison. Lost the handle on it. Bardeau with the steal, and it comes to Newsom. Marion runs in transition. Newsom kicks it out. Jordan Cook, but is called for a charge first. Newsom runs over Hilliard, who's banged up on the play. Hilliard stepped over and took the charge as Newsom drove down the middle of the lane.
Yeah, it was a great job by Hilliard to stand there and take it. It looked like the knee or the leg hit him in the head. Looks a little shaked up, but that was a great defensive player by Carbondale.
Bryson Wilson is checked in as the first sub for Marion. He replaces Trevor Jackson. And Carbondale also subs.
Number 33,
Cordero Ward replaces Hilliard, who was shaken up on that last play, but a nice job stepping over and taking the charge. So he sacrifices his body for the good of the team, and Carbondale gets the ball back.
Vincent Newsom's a big guy, too, so he really had to. Ray can't get. There's Vincent Newsom on the foul.
Greg Jones gives it to Newsom, and that's two quick fouls on Newsom, so that's the last thing Marion wanted to do, and it's going to send Evan Noley into the ball game for the first time.
checking in for the Wildcats, number 24, Evan Noley.
Evan Noley, just a sophomore into the game here for Marion, so Newsom's in foul trouble, and that's about the worst case scenario for Marion less than 3 minutes into this ball game. Carbondale turns it over again, though, and Marion runs in transition. Bardeau's going to pull up and hit. And Bardeau has 5 quick ones. Marion leads 8-2 on our Watermark scoreboard.
Yeah, good shot selection. He had a 7-footer right there, and he took it. Great job.
Carbondale gives to Allison, who's held from behind by Simmons, and these refs are calling it tight early.
Battling for position inside. Good job by Carbondale to get the ball down low and was able to draw a foul. And Marion is starting to rack up the team fouls. That's number 3 so far in 3 minutes of action. Looks like Carbondale's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Carbondale.
So Carbondale is going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take one as well. This is Marion Wildcat Basketball, brought to you by John A. Logan College and Watermark Auto Group, live on the Marion Star Facebook.
The sooner we're able to see a patient after an injury, the better the outcome. What direct access means is that you can seek services for physical therapy without an order from a physician. So you can either call the clinic directly or come into the clinic and schedule an appointment to see one of our physical therapists. We can often avoid either medication use or unnecessary imaging, but we will do a thorough evaluation, and if we find a reason to referral to a specialist or to their primary care provider, we will do so.
Welcome back here at Wilson Gym, where the Marion Wildcats have opened up a quick 8-2 lead over the Carbondale Terriers, who just called a 30-second timeout, now inbounding under their own basket. It's Ragland, skips it out to Payne. We'll see what Coach Miller, in his 23rd and final season coaching the Terriers, has drawn up here out of this timeout. Marion deflects it out of bounds. Good defense there by Evan Noley, who just checked into the ballgame.
Marion's playing really good defense. Carbondale's only attempted one shot so far in this game. A few turnovers, and this might be another timeout.
It's our mandatory COVID mask break.
Officials mask timeout.
So that starts under the 5-minute mark of each quarter. We'll step aside as well. This is Marion Basketball, brought to you by Watermark, John A. Logan College, and the Marion Star, live here at Cus Wilson Gym. We'll be right back.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car. And you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
Call State Farm agent Kenya Garner at 618-997-1819.
Welcome back here at Wilson Gym after that quick timeout. Carbondale trying to inbound under their basket again. Last time Marion deflected it, so we'll see what the Terriers can do this time. Ragland, the quarterback on the football team, tries to fire it in, finds Allison, tries to dump it back to Ragland, but picked up by Hunter Simmons, playing his first game as a Wildcat here in this gym. His season ended here a year ago with Mount Vernon in the regional semis. Noley with a nice drive and layup. Big time play for the sophomore.
He came up with the right hand, they switched it to the left hand and got the roll. Very athletic play there.
Marion's opened up a 10-2 lead here on the Terriers. They're in the midway point of this first quarter. Trying to dump it to Allison, and he's fouled from behind. Believe they're going to give that one to Simmons.
25, Simmons, his second.
So that's now 2 on Simmons and 2 on Newsome. Jordan Cook replaces
number 21,
Bardeau. So they're going to let Simmons play with 2 fouls.
Marion's playing really good defense, but 4 fouls to start the game is a little bit of a concern. That one was a clear foul, but Marion needs to try to avoid that.
Marion playing man-to-man. It's Wilson out front guarding Payne, who has the Terriers' only 2 points. Ward finds the cutting Philip Johnson.
Basket by Philip Johnson,
who goes up and scores, and now it's 10-4 in favor of Marion.
That was a good cut by Philip Johnson, a good layup, make it 10-4. Carver might want to think about going back to that, get the ball inside, and have cutters away from the ball.
Marion's a little undersized, so Carbondale could find some success around the basket. Missed shot by Marion, brings it the other way. It's in Ragland's hands. The senior gives to Ward, who drives past Noley for the layup. No good on the left hand. Rebound comes to Wilson, diving on the floor, and he traveled as he rolled over with it, but you gotta like the effort there by Bryson Wilson.
That was great effort, and I think when he rolled over, he slid on his jersey a few extra feet. But you like that effort to dive on the floor like that.
So Nehemiah Goodman has replaced Simmons, so Marion going with a very young lineup right now. They've got 2 sophomores, the senior Cook, and a pair of juniors in the ball game. Aaron's shot no good. Rebound comes to Jackson. Throws ahead to Cook. Dumps it into Goodman just in the ball game. Noley, who just scored a moment ago, tries another wild shot and draws a foul. So Noley, in his first varsity action here at Wilson Gym, making things happen early and often off the bench for Marion, which needed a boost when Newsom went to the bench.
He's very athletic, and he has a quick first step to the rim, and he makes his first free throw. Do you know how tall he is?
About 6'2", I would say. We don't have the heights listed in our program here, but he's about 6'2", and is a kind of a slashing guard. And he has 4 points, so you kind of wonder sometimes if the stage is going to be too big when you throw a sophomore into the game in his first varsity action at home, but he came in and gave Marion a big boost with 4 points.
He did, no doubt. Very long arms, that quick first step like I mentioned.
Full court pressure by Marion, but Carbondale beats it, and Ward gets a layup.
Basket by Cordero Ward.
So Carbondale hanging around, 12-6. With about 3 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Jackson walks it up, calls the play, gives to Bardot, who just checked back in. Bardot has 5 to lead the Wildcats. Skip to Jackson, Goodman in the corner. Skip to Cook, extra pass to Bardot from the corner, no. Follows his shot, almost got his rebound, but Johnson secures the board for Carbondale, and they're gonna push. In transition, it's Payne, finds the trailing Ragland. Back to Payne for 3. From the rim, no good. Wilson with a nice athletic rebound. Tries to skip to Bardot and thought about it, but pulls it out. Now Jackson drives baseline, skip to Cook. Open 3, left wing, no. Another rebound comes to Johnson, who's cleaning up the glass for Carbondale. Marion trying to tell his team to slow down a little bit.
Sorry about that, Riley. Marion has shot 5 3-pointers so far. Might want to think about getting the ball inside a little bit.
Carbondale drives at the rim again. That's kind of been their thing every time down. And Johnson battling inside. He's giving Carbondale a good boost. Off the bench, Carbondale and Marion tied up for a jump ball, and the possession arrow goes to the Wildcats. And Noli checks back in.
That was a quick breather for him. And Funches comes back for Carbondale as well.
So Marion has Bardot, Jackson, Cook, Goodman, and Noli in the ball game. Jackson's going to run the 1. So with Jackson in the ball game, that allows Bardot to play off the ball at the 2-guard spot.
Allows them to get some more freedom to shoot the ball. Cardinals gone back to a man-to-man. Marion started to do a little bit more screening.
Goodman wants in the post, they don't get it to him. Instead, Jackson gets in the lane for a floater short. Rebound tapped around, and it comes to Carbondale. Now it's Johnson with the ball and gives to Hilliard, who just checked back in for Carbondale after sitting out with an injury briefly.
Carbondale slowing down the pace a little bit from what happened about a minute ago.
They try to get Hilliard on the back cut like they did earlier. Threw it away, and it comes to Jackson. Under a minute and a half to play here in the first quarter. Marion leads Carbondale 12-6 on your Watermark scoreboard.
Not a lot of movement by Marion.
Bardot drives baseline, and he's fouled before the shot. It'll be Marion ball under their basket to throw it in.
Carbondale foul on number 11, DeMarcus Funches, his second. Checking in for the Terriers, number 41, Jarvis Allison. Also checking in for Carbondale, number 14.
So a couple of subs
McIntyre.
for Carbondale, Solomon McIntyre and Allison into the ball game for the Terriers. Bardot to fire it in for the Wildcats. Finds Jackson in the corner, swing to Cook. College range 3, no good. Rebound comes to Ward for Carbondale. Terriers want to run. Good trapping defense by the Wildcats. Carbondale uncomfortable and able to get into their offense. Ward with the wild shot, no good. Allison fights and gets the offensive board, tips it out to Funches, and now it comes back to Ward. Miller calls it the offense for the Terriers. Hilliard up over Goodman and scores.
Yeah,
his first bucket brings Carbondale within 12-8. Goodman in the post over 2 defenders, and he draws a foul.
Yeah, it was a good play by Carbondale, and then on offense for Marion, way to get to the rim, and both teams are starting to pick up the team fouls.
Nehemiah Goodman.
So Goodman in his varsity action, first varsity action here at home here tonight. He played briefly off the bench last week at Centralia, but he's going to give the Wildcats a much-needed boost in the post, and he's here at the line for a pair of free throws. First one is up and no good. He had a good junior varsity game, which the Wildcats also won. Marion's looking for the sweep. As you might have seen earlier on our Facebook page, Marion won the freshman and JV games here over the Terriers, so looking to make it 3-0 on the night if they can hold on for this one. But Carbondale's hanging around. It's 12-8 with 36.8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Second free throw from Goodman, too strong. Rebound tipped around, comes to Wilson. Drives, kicks it out to Bardot. Finds a cutting Goodman, draws another foul and can't capitalize, so he'll head right back to the free throw line.
Well, good job by Marion getting the offensive rebound after 2 missed free throws and was able to set something up, and another foul by Darius Ragland, his first. So it was Goodman back to the line again.
Goodman 0 for 2 at the line so far here tonight. We'll see if he can make his first, and he does. So he's now 1 for 3 on the night, and that gives Marion a 13-8 lead on our Watermark scoreboard. The 6'4" sophomore fires up and no good. So 1 for 4 and an over-the-back call on Wilson. So missed opportunities there for the Wildcats.
No doubt, 1 for 4 on that trip for Marion. They need to capitalize on the free throw line. Both teams have not shot very many free throws this quarter despite the fouls.
5 fouls each on the scoreboard for both teams. Carbondale pushes the pace, 20 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll see if they decide to play for one or if they just find the first shot that they like. Nearly turned it over, get it back. That's McIntyre with under 10 to play. Screen from Allison, he rolls, good move. Up and one. Jarvis Allison with the basket and a chance for one more as he pulls Carbondale within 13-10.
That looked like John Stockton and Carl Malone, a great screen, and then he rolled to the basket and he finished strong. Great play, and now Carbondale with a 3-point play opportunity.
4 seconds on the clock as Allison's at the line. Too strong. Rebound comes to Cook, the senior. Gives to Jackson, who heaves from 3/4 court off the backboard, no good. And that will do it for the first quarter. And this is Marion Wildcat Basketball, brought to you by Watermark, John A., and our other sponsors here live on the Marion Star Facebook.
At our very core, we're a community bank that invests in our communities.
We're here to serve the customer.
We're not here just for your checking account. We're also going to be here to teach your kids financial soundness. We're also going to be here for your next home and make sure that you're set up correctly.
We've been here since 1906 and we're not going anywhere.
Decisions quickly, locally.
We are very progressive in our thinking, always looking for better ways to serve our customers.
Or either go to your branch or look at our website.
One of our mottos is that we're building better community since 1906.
Well, with very few people in attendance last time we were in this gym, we were here playing in front of a standing room only crowd as got here title. But tonight, excitement is still here. You can tell the players are just happy to be back on the court. We even get to see a little action from the I know we're excited. And there's some very with us in practice tonight doesn't mean you can't be cheering on your Wildcats. Leave us a comment and let us know that you're watching from home.
During the timeout, number 5, Gabe Hilliard for the Wildcats, number 3.
Thanks, Rachel. We're back here live at Wilson Gymnasium as Carbondale will start with the ball as the second quarter gets underway. Carbondale trails Marion 13-10 on our Watermark scoreboard. Payne gives to Ragland, gets a screen from Allison. Ragland swings to Payne. Carbondale looking for a good shot here, slowing the game down. They try to lob it to Allison. It's tipped out. Ragland will try a three, too strong. Rebound comes to Cook, throws ahead to Bardot, all alone in transition and scores.
He's fast and he was able to make the layup, get out in front. Marion can do that and turn defense quick.
Carbondale very inexperienced. They just have 2 seniors on their roster with Ragland and Allison. Marion has just 2 seniors as well, so a lot of these kids in this matchup here tonight will be playing this battle for a couple of years to come. And a block called as Jackson drives to the basket. Carbondale's coaches wanted a charge, but good take there by Jackson, and now he'll go to the line.
Yeah, Darius Ragland wasn't set there. You applaud the effort, and a great job there by Cook to go to the rim. His foot was a little bit out of place, but it was a bang call, but I think the ref got it right.
Shooting 2, Trevor Jackson.
I'm sorry, that's Trevor Jackson took to the rim, not Cook.
So Jackson will be at the free throw line. The junior makes his first one.
Checking in for the Terriers.
He now has 4 points. He had a 3 in the opening quarter, so Marion's lead has grown to 16-10 as they've came out with the first 3 points of this quarter to extend their lead. Second from Jackson, up and good.
He's got a good stroke. We saw him make big plays last year. Hopefully that'll continue this year for the Wildcats. And
turnover for Carbondale. Vincent Newsome with the dunk.
He read it perfectly, just like playing defensive back for the football team. Stood right in front of the pass and had an easy layup, turned to a dunk.
Marion's turned up their pressure and it's paying off. Payne, wide open layup, no good with the left hand. Marion gets out and runs in transition. Bardot flips it back to Cook. Now Jackson will try a long 3 and he hits. And Marion's controlling the pace here in the second quarter and has opened up a 22-10 lead with 9 straight to start the second quarter. And the referees are talking here. They say after the foul, or after the shot, there was a foul on Ragland. So, Brett, that's huge, as that's now 3 on Ragland.
Yeah, he's got to come out until the third quarter. I didn't see what happened after the 3. I don't know if there's extracurricular activities, but this is a big gift for Marion. They'll be able to get some points at the free throw line.
At the line shooting 1-1, Bardot.
So Marion's already in the bonus. 7 fouls on Carbondale. It sends Bardot to the line, but he can't capitalize, and Carbondale catches a break. And they need points here, and they need to quit turning the ball over. And there's another Carbondale turnover as Hilliard can't control it, and it falls out of bounds to Marion as Simmons will inbound in front of Marion's bench.
That's 7 turnovers, Riley, for Carbondale to start the game. And about 10 minutes of action. Carbondale has to do a better job of holding on to the ball, but once they hold on to the ball, they've had some really good offensive sets.
That's where the inexperience, I think, is paying off, or is not in Carbondale's favor. Getting rattled a little bit with the Marion pressure. Bardot swings to Jackson. Marion gets into their offense. High screen from Simmons. Now it's Cook in the corner. No. Rebound Bardot. Pulls it out. Marion sets it up again. Jackson will try a 3. It's short. Another offensive board for Marion. This time Jordan Cook goes up and scores. Cook's first 2 points gives Marion a 24-10 lead. And that's 11 straight to start the second quarter. And now Carbondale walks, another Carbondale turnover.
That was a great offensive rebound by Marion. They had it 2 times on that last possession. Jordan Cook was able to convert, and then there just too much pressure for Carbondale to handle. That turnover was about 35 feet away from the basket. Marion's doing a sort of a pressure a little bit past the half-court line.
Marion has Carbondale really sped up on their end of the floor.
And checking in for the Wildcats, number 10, Bryson Wilson.
Marion's got a chance here to blow this thing open if they get a couple more baskets. Lead is 14, 24-10 on the Watermark scoreboard. 5:43 to play here in the first half as Marion has gone to their starters with Wilson replacing Jackson. And now a Marion turnover, so Marion unable to capitalize there.
That's Marion's second turnover, though, and really the first one was a travel where Wilson dove for the ball. Marion's done a great job of protecting the ball. That helps when we have Ray Bardot, who's been here for almost 70 games.
Newsome pokes it loose. Out in transition. He runs, draws the foul, and scores and one. So Marion took a gamble, Brett, when they put Newsom in with his 2 fouls, but he just came in and got 2 steals, 2 baskets, and heads to the line for 1 more.
Yeah, he's doing a great job turning defense into offense. That's another steal from him. And now a 3-point play. Marion is 5 for 7 here in this quarter, playing really good ball, and has doubled up their lead.
Newsom converts the free throw. So Marion's continuing to roll here in the second quarter. Newsom has 5 and another turnover on Carbondale. This time they call a walk. So Marion's scored 14 unanswered to start the second quarter. 27-10 now the lead. Bardot throws to Wilson, swings to Newsom, now Cook. Wilson with the backdoor cut, they can't get it to him. Cook off the bounce, to the rim, no good. Rebound Allison. Carbondale pushes in transition. McIntyre. Now it's Ward, he'll try a 3 to stop the run, no good. Rebound Simmons, throws ahead to Wilson. Marion wants to run, and now they'll swing to Bardot in the corner. Simmons flashes across the lane. Nice move, up and scores. Simmons' his first basket of the game, makes it 29-10 Marion.
That was a great catch and then great footwork there to score on that layup. He's a big guy, probably about 220 pounds inside.
Allison to stop the bleeding. No, up in the second effort, does fall. So that stops a 16-0 Marion run. Carbondale's first points here of the second quarter by Jarvis Allison. But Marion answers right back as Jordan Cook hits a 3 from the left wing. 32-12, 20-point Marion lead. Wild shot, no good by Carbondale. Marion gets the rebound. Wilson pushes in transition. Cook, another 3, short. Allison with the board.
That was a heat check there, trying to see. And Carbondale ball. But that was a great shot by Cook. There's a guy in his face, and he's able to drill it. And really, if he can put up some good three-point shooting, Marion has some guys who can shoot it from deep.
We have another mass break here at Wilson Gym with Marion leading 32-12. We'll step aside and be right back here on the Marion Star Facebook.
This is an official's mass timeout.
With a First Mid debit card, you have a trusted friend. Take it with you wherever you go, like your best pal. When you need some space, leave it at home and pay with Mobile Wallet. Find your debit card is missing? Just turn your card off with Card Valet until you're reunited. You can also set spending limits and get alerts on your phone, so your card won't go shopping without you. With First Mid, you and your debit card will have the perfect friendship every step along the way. First Mid Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here at Cuss Wilson Gym, where the Marion Wildcats lead the Carbondale Terriers 32-12. Halfway through the second quarter, Carbondale will inbound the length of the floor to go as they're trying to stop Marion's run. Marion is outscoring Carbondale 19-2 in this quarter right now.
Carbondale only has 4 field goal attempts. Here's number 5.
Does not fall. Marion with the rebound. Bryson Wilson gives to Newsom, who gives to Trevor Jackson. Gets across the half line, and Marion sets up the offense. Newsom to Wilson. Jab step. Swings now to Simmons, to Newsom. Now Noli, who just checked back in. He had a nice first quarter. Jackson thought about the 3. Shot fake. Finds something better at the free throw line, and he hits. Jackson's gotten going.
Marion is 6 for 6 on 2-point field goals this quarter. They're playing really good ball with the mid-range game.
Trevor Jackson now has 10.
He has a really good shot. Can shoot it from deep and can shoot the mid-range shot.
Hilliard swings to Payne. Gets a screen from Johnson, and they call the illegal moving screen from Philip Johnson.
Vincent Newsom jumped the screen. He saw it come, and Philip Johnson tried to lean out there a little bit. Can't do that. But when Vincent Newsom is jumping the screen, I can see why an offensive player would try to.
So that gives Marion back the ball with 3:05 to play. trying to build on a 22-point lead that they've built here really in the second quarter. The two teams played fairly even in the first, but Marion has blown this thing open here in the second quarter. Carbondale only has 2 points. Jackson, right-handed shot, no good. Jordan Cook,
good rebound.
Another offensive board, and he gets tied up.
Good rebound.
It'll stay Marion ball. Alternating possession goes in the Wildcats' favor. A good second effort chance there by the senior Jordan Cook, making things happen.
Yeah, it was a great athletic rebound. Marion is getting a lot of second chance rebounds. Cardinal has to tighten that up.
Marion just playing with more energy right now. Bardo skips it out to Simmons. He'll try the three in the left corner, and he hits. It's not what he's known for, but they'll take it.
Had a great stroke there and a wide open three. If he can hit that shot, Marion's going to be really tough to beat this season.
Simmons in his first game in this gym in a Marion uniform. Played a couple times here with Mount Vernon. We'll see him on the football field in about a month. Allison with the screen. Payne pulls up. Long two is good, and that's a much-needed basket by DeCarl Payne to give Carbondale a little bit of offense here in the second quarter.
Very good shot. Now he's on defense.
And they call Cook with a walk, so Carbondale catches a break, and we'll see if Carbondale can put something together going into halftime.
See, for the people watching, the NBA in college has really become a lot of a three-point game. We see a lot of post-ups or mid-range shots, and that play by Payne, a good stroke, wide open 18-footer. Sometimes if that's open, it's better to shoot that than a contested three. You agree?
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Marion's clicking on all cylinders here as they nearly get another steal, and they do. Bardo wants it in transition. Jackson skips ahead, tipped out of bounds by Carbondale, and it will stay Marion ball.
Wildcat basketball.
I don't see Carbondale subbing a lot this quarter, and really haven't seen Marion do so either. I wonder how Stamina is playing here for Carbondale. I've seen a lot of guys with defensive mix-ups.
Very short time to get ready for this season as well. So conditioning, practice, got to wonder what that's playing.
Wide open.
Noli, yes.
Great cut to the basket and a good hook shot. And he's had, 6 points, 7 points? He's
6 points for Noli off the bench. So a nice extra boost there for the Wildcats here tonight from Evan Noli. And now a foul on the other end of the floor. Let's see. They give that one to Jordan Cook.
Foul number 21, Jordan Cook, his first.
Just his first, but Carbondale is now into the bonus, so they'll
at the line shooting 1 and 1.
Go to the foul line. Solomon McIntyre will be at the line, a 5'6" junior. Wears number 14 for Carbondale. First free throw is good, so that's his first points. And it makes it 39-15. Carbondale just with 5 points here in the second quarter.
Need something to get going for the third quarter here if Carbondale can try to get this lead under 20.
Second one rims out. Good rebound by Goodman. Throw ahead. Cook in transition. Call a block as Cordero Ward tried to step over and take a charge. Cook might have been able to go up with that, but he was making the unselfish play and drew a foul.
I like him. I like Marion's aggressiveness to the rim. We've seen that in transition and just even in the half court. Marion is really attacking the rim at a forceful rate. You always like to see that instead of floaters.
So Bardo's actually the one at the line. I thought they called it on Cook when he ran over Ward. Excuse me, I thought they called it on Ward when him and Cook collided, but instead Bardo's at the line, and he makes 1 and 2, gets his own board, throws it up, no good. Rebound comes to Carbondale. Carbondale with the ball, a minute to play here in the first half. Screen from Allison. Now it goes to McIntyre. Swings it out to Ward, who's played a lot here off the bench as Ragland's in foul trouble. They turn it over. Bardo gets out and runs in transition. Throws it up and in.
Good layup there by Ray and great defense by Marion to get him off to the races. Good play.
Bardo now has 10. Carbondale in transition. About 30 seconds to play here in this first half. Another Marion steal. Ahead to Bardot, in transition again. Yes, he's got 12. Marion's up 44-15. Nearing a 30-point lead at halftime. Huge second quarter blowing this game open. McIntyre throws it out to Allison. 13 seconds to play here in the half. Ward, the top of the key. Clock's winding down, 5 seconds. They get it into McIntyre, layup no good as time expires, and Marion will go into halftime with a 29-point lead. 44-15 on the Watermark scoreboard. We're going to step aside and be back with our halftime show right after this.
Everybody wants to look their best, and Supercuts in Marion can help. Marion Unit 2 students and staff get a 20% discount with their student ID or staff ID through May 31st. Take advantage of the everyday low prices, plus all active military gets a 20% discount with ID. Supercuts does more than just haircuts. Ask for the tea tree experience from Paul Mitchell, or color services like full color highlights or gray blending. Facial waxing is also available. Walk-ins are welcome, or for faster service, check in using the online app. Supercuts is located near Walmart and Black Diamond in the Strip Center between Hibbett and Cricket Wireless. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday 9 to 6, and Sunday noon to 5.
Wildcat Gameday is a production of the Swinford Media Group. Don't miss our weekly newscast, the Marion Star Live. Along with our other popular digital segments like Turning Back Time on our social media channels. And if you act now, you will receive 13 months of our weekly print publications, the Marion Star, the Heron Independent, and the Carterville Courier for just $45. Print subscribers can also receive our daily email updates, packed with the latest news, sports, obituaries, and inside information from the Swinford Media Group at no extra cost. Subscribe online at swinfordpublications.com. Don't go anywhere else. It's time for the John A. Logan College halftime show. John A. Logan College. Why would you go anywhere else?
Welcome back here at Cuss Wilson Gymnasium. We're here live for the John A. Logan College Why Would You Go Anywhere Else halftime show alongside Brett Bradley. I'm Riley Swinford. Thank you so much for watching. Here tonight, Marion leads Carbondale 44-15 at the half. Brett, give us some halftime stats brought to you by Kemper CPA.
Yeah, Marion was 5 for 13 from three-point land. Overall, they're 16 for 28. Very good percentage anytime you shoot over 50%. They're 7 for 12 from the free throw line and only 3 turnovers. It really helps when we have Jackson and Bardot who've been here before. Carbondale was 7 for 14 from two-point land, 0 for 2 from three-point land. That makes them 7 for 16 in the game. Only 3 free throw attempts. They made 1 of them, and they had 11 turnovers. So Marion's +8 in the turnover category, +9 in the free throw attempt category, and overall has played a better game. I think, Riley, one of the two things I'm seeing, Marion's done a better job of protecting the ball, and Marion's playing harder on the offensive end, especially on offensive rebounds. Marion has probably had 5 to 8 offensive rebounds, most of them in the second quarter.
Wildcats led in scoring by Ray Bardos, 12 points, joining him in double figures. Trevor Jackson has 10. Vincent Newsome, Jordan Cook, and Hunter Simmons all have 5. Evan Noley with a big 6 points off the bench. And rounding out the scoring was Nehemiah Goodman's 1 point. Carbondale just with 15 points in the half. They're led in scoring by DeCarl Payne and Jarvis Allison, who both have 4. Marion led 13-10 after 1 quarter, then outscored the Terriers 31-5 in the second quarter en route to this 44-15 halftime lead. A little bit of a different story than we saw last week at Centralia, where Marion really led early on, and then Centralia flipped the script and outscored them 12-1 in the third. So, Brett, if last week's game tells us anything, Marion's going to need to play much better in the second half and not be complacent with this lead.
course, in the first quarter, it was a really close game. Carbondale was keeping close to Marion. In the second quarter, like you said, it was just a total game change. Coach Miller's a great coach. He's going to have Carbondale ready to make some adjustments. So Marion can't put their foot off the pedal here. But one thing about Carbondale on offense, once they get the ball inside the three-point line, they played really good on offense in terms of getting shots and getting good shots. They struggle getting the ball down court with the Marion pressure. So if Coach Miller's able to make some sort of adjustment there, that could really help Carbondale in the second half.
We're going to flash back to nearly a year ago tonight when we were here in this gym. Brett, this place was sold out, 3,200 fans for the regional championship game when Jackson Connor set Marion's all-time scoring record. Let's take a look at the events that have unfolded in 343 days since that night. Bardot finds Jordan Cook under the basket, blocked by Braid, tipped around, comes to Connor, and he's done it! Marion's all-time leading scorer is now Jackson Connor. Under 10 seconds to play, the Marion Wildcats will be regional champions for the first time since 2018.
19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
We will be suspending all travel from Europe.
Customers have been snapping up everything in sun.
The administration is recommending that all Americans avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people.
Direct all individuals to shelter at their place of residence.
Long lines and hours of delays as travelers returning from Europe had to undergo screenings for the coronavirus.
Stocks going down, gold is going down, credit's going down. Everybody's in complete liquidation.
Millions more Americans have filed unemployment claims.
High school sports be played in Illinois this fall, and how much of a priority is it to bring them back? Coaches, athletes, and parents are looking for answers. Now it's up to the governor's office to decide. The IHSA passed the torch over to them last week.
And so I want to see how we can clamp down on the transmission here even more. I know that a lot of coaches are making preparations, schools are making preparations to do this right, but there's no guarantees in this world of COVID-19 that this is a moment when we're just going to have to make decisions as we go. Because without action, this could look worse than anything that we saw last spring. It's with that in mind that today my administration is releasing our updated guidance for youth and adult recreational sports in Illinois ahead of the winter season. Just like with fall sports, nothing is canceled, but some tournament play is being put on hold until we're through the thick of this pandemic. Whether this year is their first time on the court or it's their senior year season, this isn't the news that anyone wants to hear, and it's not news that I want to deliver.
Welcome back here at Wilson Gym. We're about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. This is the Johnny Logan College Why Would You Go Anywhere Else halftime show. Alongside Brett Bradley, I'm Riley Swinford. Both teams have came back from the locker rooms. Brett, this is your first chance getting to see the Wildcats play this season. The team looks a little bit different without the likes of Brett Lewis and Jackson Connor, Frankie Horner, Caven Cameron, Matthew Cook, all those guys we saw a year ago. But what's your first impression of the Wildcats here tonight?
Well, Ray Bardot and Trevor Jackson have really improved a lot on offense. I knew Trevor Jackson could shoot the ball, but he's been very reliable here in this first half. Ray Bardot has continued to develop, very athletic. So when you have a combination like that, your guard position, you're going to be good. High school basketball is really driven by the guards. Vincent Newsom has also improved from last year. He's played great defense. So, we saw those three players a lot, some more than others last year, and they've really improved. And with Hunter Simmons and then Evan Noley, who came off the bench, and of course Cook, who's played well too. I've really been really impressed with Cook in getting offensive rebounds. He's probably got 4 of those 8 offensive rebounds. He's probably almost got 7 rebounds in the game. He's done a great job. Marion plays very hard on defense, and with that, you're going to be pretty successful. They're not as talented as they were last year, losing those players you mentioned, but they still have some good players. And I think Marion, I wish we could see a full season of games. I think Marion could make a run at a regional title if we had that.
Last time we were in this gym, that's what Marion did. Jackson Connor, speaking of John A. Logan College, our title sponsor this year, that's where he's now playing his college ball. So we definitely miss Jackson and all of his accomplishments, but wish him well with Logan this season. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout before we come back for the start of the second half. When we come back, it'll be Marion 44, Carbondale 15. This is Marion Wildcat Basketball, brought to you by John A. Logan College and Watermark Auto Group.
Major support for this and other Swinford Media productions is provided by the owners of Black Diamond Harley-Davidson and their family of businesses.
Do you feel like your business is sinking in accounting and payroll work? Are business taxes and confusing technology dragging you down? Call the experts at Kemper CPA Group. We'll answer your questions and give you the tools to keep your business afloat.
Carbondale will inbound to start the second half, and Ragland throws it into Payne. Both teams back to their starting lineups. These two starting groups played most of the first quarter, which was 13-10, but then Marion's depth really showed as they outscored Carbondale 31-5 in the second quarter, if you're just now joining us. Carbondale taking its time. 22nd possession so far here to start the second half, and Payne splits all of Marion's defense but misses the layup. And Marion gets the ball in transition. It's Bardot to Newsom, loses the handle on it. Gets it back, goes over 4 defenders. Ball rims out, tipped out to Jackson. Throws to Cook, thought about the 3, and Marion's now going to set up the offense.
Both teams came out with very long possessions. Newsom to the rim again, and 1.
Nice cut by Newsom. He had a scoreless first quarter, but now is 7 for the Wildcats. He got into early foul trouble, but has came back, played still aggressive despite the fouls.
At the line shooting 1,
Vincent Newsom this year is more aggressive too, like Cook, to getting to the rim. It's a very good sign. He's such a great athlete, and he really can get to the rim anytime he wants.
Misses the free throw, it's short, and Brett, I think you're seeing these guys really take ownership of this year's team. Last year, those underclassmen knew it was Jackson Connor's team and Frankie Horner's team, Brett Lewis's team. But this year, they're really taking control and being leaders out there, and it's showing in the stats.
No doubt. That's a very good point. I think that's right. Carbondale needs to get moving on offense, while standing.
Marion's lead now to 31. Good pressure. They nearly throw it away. Tipped out of bounds, so it'll stay with Carbondale. And the Terriers will inbound under their own basket. Jim Miller, in his final season with the Terriers, like we mentioned earlier, calls out the play from the end of the sideline. Ragland skips it out to Payne near the half line. Now it's Ward on the left wing. Carbondale again taking their time, trying to find some sort of offensive rhythm.
Marion in a 2-3 zone. Daring Carbondale to shoot.
Carbondale yet to hit a 3. Carbondale with the turnover comes to Trevor Jackson. Marion moving the ball around. Comes to Simmons, now Bardot. Finds the cutting Simmons, nice cut. Misses the layup, comes to Allison for Carbondale.
I like the pass and I like the cut by Simmons. Just got finished, but that was a tough layup. Marion's really fluid on offense, especially with those low post cuts.
Miller wants his team to cut more, and they turn it over again. Bardot with the run out.
Great defense leads to great offense, and Ray Bardeau was able to get 2. We've seen that a lot this game.
He's the leading scorer. He now has 14 and is a candidate for a Hub Recreation Center Player of the Game. Another turnover for the Terriers.
Out of bounds off Carbondale, Wildcat basketball.
I think that's 3 in a row, and Coach Miller's going to have some substitutes.
So Newsom to throw it into Jackson, and they'll walk it up. 5:20 to play here in the third. If Marion can maintain a 30-point lead heading into the fourth, we'll have a running clock mercy rule. Skip to Bardeau. 3 from the corner, no good. Simmons with the offensive board. Marion continues to dominate the glass. Newsom drives baseline, dumps it off to Simmons, who goes up and scores. Simmons with 7.
He got it back there. Great feed and a great layup. Hunter Simmons played in good inside minutes for the Wildcats.
Marion's lead now 35, 50 to 15 on the Watermark scoreboard. Miller calls for 4 out, and it's another Carbondale turnover. Carbondale searching for answers offensively right now. Bardeau skip to Newsom, thought about the 3, swings to Simmons. Now Jackson, right wing, he hits.
3-pointer, Trevor Jackson.
He's got 13, another candidate for a Hub Player of the Game.
Wide open 3, a great shot. Carbondale has to try to get somebody out there, but Carbondale's only scored 5 points the last quarter and a half.
And they call a foul on the floor against Marion. They'll give it to Newsom, and that'll be his 3rd.
Marion foul on number 3, Newsom, his 3rd.
Bryson Wilson and Evan Noli will check in as we have another mass break, and we'll step aside for 30 seconds. This is Marion Wildcat basketball on the Marion Star Facebook. Stay with us.
On top of the hill in Marion Wildcats territory stands the newest branch of Murphy Wall State Bank and Trust Company. If you're looking for experienced loan officers and user-friendly online applications, look to Murphy Wall State Bank. Visit us at murphywall.com for details on our USDA rural housing, FHA home loans, and VA home loans. Conventional fixed-rate mortgage and in-house loans are also available. We're here to help you make your next move.
Visit murphywall.com. Murphy Wall State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back here live at Cuss Wilson Gymnasium, where Marion leads Carbondale 53-15 with 4:11 to go in the third. Couple substitutions during that timeout. Marion will go with Evan Noli, Bryson Wilson, Hunter Simmons, Trevor Jackson, and Jordan Cook. Carbondale's looking for some kind of offensive rhythm here, as they've really gone cold since scoring 10 in the first quarter.
Marion's really picked up the defense in that time period.
Carbondale's yet to score here in this half, right, Brad?
Yep, that's correct.
See if they can end the drought. They can. Another rebound comes from Cook, who's really controlling the boards for Marion.
And that's Carbondale's 2nd shot of the quarter. Here's a 3-pointer that rims out.
Cook's 3 rims out. He's got 5. And Carbondale, with 3.5 minutes to go in the quarter, still looking for their first basket. And they won't get it here, as Greg Jones on the far side calls over and back.
Wildcat basketball.
And Marion's putting on a defensive clinic while Carbondale continues to throw the ball away.
Yeah, it's hard to shoot when there's turnovers. Marion's playing really good defense up front at the guard positions.
Marion still has 2 players who are dressed that haven't played yet, Kel Cameron and Bryson Burgess, so you'd think we'll see them as this game continues, as Marion is in control. And Jordan Cook now has 8. And that's his second 3. So Marion really shooting well from outside, while Carbondale is yet to hit a 3, and that's one of the major differences in this ball game. Cook with the rebound, and he falls hard but gets right back up.
Good sportsmanship.
And
Yeah.
Jordan Cook might be working on a double-double if he can continue to control the glass.
Yeah, great rebound, great sportsmanship there by Carbondale. Marion, you like to see that. That was a great play by Marion. They had a layup, and they found a better shot with a three-pointer, and Cook nailed it.
Really unselfish play by this Marion group. Appears to have a lot of team chemistry from what we can tell so far. And maybe a little bit too much there as Jackson tried to kick it out to Simmons in the corner. Just missed him, and the ball will go back to Carbondale, but you like the unselfish play we're seeing here from the Wildcats. Lots of assists.
Checking in for the Terriers, number 5, Gabe Hilliard.
Hilliard checks back in for Carbondale, who has Ragland, Payne, Hilliard, Ward, and Green in the ball game.
Carbondale just needs to get a bucket here. They'll give him some confidence. Haven't scored yet in this quarter.
And I think they're kind of playing tight because of that.
Right. Good post up there by Carbondale. They got to give him the ball. There you go.
Inside to Green. Just checked in the ball game. Now Hilliard blocked by Bryson Wilson. Throw ahead to Vincent Newsome for the run out. Can't convert. Wild shot, off balance. But Bardot steals it right back. No look pass. Bryson Wilson for 2.
Good unselfish basketball. Ray Bardot with the steal. And Marion converted on a 3-1 break.
Wilson's first bucket of the game puts Marion up 58-15 on the Watermark scoreboard. Carbondale still scoreless in the second half. Marion continues to play 2-3 zone, which has given Carbondale all sorts of fits. Nearly another steal. And Payne ends the drought.
Good
shot, 6.
Good shot, mid-range. Was able to convert, so Carbondale scores first 2 of the half.
DeCarl Payne is a guy we'll be seeing a lot of the next couple of years. Just a freshman. Carbondale's leading scorer with 6 points. Bardot for 3.
Three-pointer, Rajon Bardot.
He's got 17 to lead the Wildcats, looking for 19. No good. And they call a foul, so he'll head to the line. Greg Jones with the call on the baseline.
Carbondale foul on number 33, Cordero Ward, his 4th.
Ward's foul will send Bardot to the line. 1 for 2 at the line so far tonight, looking to build on his game-high 17 points. And Marion in control, 61-17. Free throw rims out.
Checking in for the Terriers, number 14, Solomon McIntyre.
So Bardot looking to make 1 of 2, and he does. He's got 18. Candidate for a Hub Rec Center Player of the Game. Stay with us in the post game as we'll name our Player of the Game, brought to you by the Hub Recreation Center in Marion. Under meant to play, Carbondale down by 45 points with the basketball. We'll have running clock in the 4th as the mercy rule. Newsome with the tip, nearly stole it, ball downs. Good effort there by Vincent, who's played with a lot of energy after kind of picking up some early fouls and having to head to the bench. Ragland swings to the right, it's Hilliard. Dumps it inside to Green, loses the handle, gets it back and goes up and draws a foul. And they give it to Simmons, I believe.
Marion foul on number 25, Hunter Simmons, his 3rd.
That's his 3rd. So we'll see if Marion will go to the reserves for the 4th or if they will stick with these starters. On Green at the line for Carbondale, looking for his first points. No good. .62 freshman for Carbondale. Saw him in the previous contest here tonight, the junior varsity level. Misses them both. And Carbondale still with just 2 points this half. 15 seconds to play. Marion looks like they're going to hold for the last. Bardot working on Hilliard. Now gives to Cook. Comes to the corner. Newsome swings it back to Bardot. 5 on the clock. Marion's got to get a shot off. It'll come from Cook in the right corner. Short. And buzzer goes off before Bardot could throw up the shot. It didn't go in anyways. And after 3 quarters of play, Marion leads Carbondale 62-17 in this South 7 battle here at Wilson Gym, brought to you by John A. Logan College, Watermark Auto Group, and our other fine sponsors. Stay with us.
Logan Fitness at John A. Logan College is open and operating safely for your health. Temperature screening, mask policies, spacious facilities, and frequent cleaning make Logan Fitness the safest location for indoor exercise. Our staff goes the extra mile to ensure that the facility is always clean and regularly disinfected for a great member experience. In addition, our large open areas make it easy to accomplish your workout while still maintaining social distance. All for an affordable price with no contracts. Come see what we're all about at Logan Fitness.
3-pointer, Marion Barlow. Checking into the Wildcats, Marion timeout.
The Wildcats are up 62-17 heading into fourth quarter. Now, with a lot of intensity to play the second half of the game, and we're excited to see what they've got up their sleeves.
And number 11.
Drop us a comment and let us know who you're cheering on tonight.
Thanks, Rachel. We're back here live at Cuss Wilson Gym to start the fourth quarter. Marion's made some subs. We now have 11 Tyron Anderson in for the first time, 40 Bryson Burgess, and 2 Cale Cameron making their first appearances to go with Goodman and Noli, who we've already seen tonight. So an all JV lineup for the Wildcats as they give their starters a break and get these guys some experience. And Carbondale with their youth in the ballgame as well. Michaelion Green draws the foul.
That was a good cut, and with Carbondale being down so much, might as well get some freshmen, sophomores in there to give them some experience.
And really, with this season being so short, no regional titles, no conference titles, no postseason. Really, it's about giving these seniors a chance to have their senior season, but also getting these younger guys the development and chance to work for the future.
Of course, no doubt. Hopefully, by next year, we'll have a full season of games to play.
The future does look bright for the Wildcats. They did win the freshman and JV games here tonight before this varsity contest, which they're in control of. Green's free throws were both no good. Cardinal gets the rebound, wild shot, no good, and they save it, so they'll get another possession. Green's 0 for 4 at the line, but playing very aggressive and giving Carbondale some much-needed energy around the basket. Carbondale,
good pass,
playing with a little bit more aggression here in the fourth, as they're going to get 3 or 4 chances on this trip down the floor.
With a running clock, you're going to see this quarter go by fast, but no matter what, you want to see players play hard to the final whistle.
And if you're these young Marion guys, you're not just mopping up the game. You've really got a chance to show these coaches in game action what you can do and possibly turn it into meaningful minutes in the future. So these guys definitely have something to play for, other than just letting the time run out. So,
exactly. Yep. Good point.
Noli, who's played really well tonight, misses the 3. Burgess with the follow, no good. Rebound comes to Carbondale's Green, and Hilliard pushes in transition. Hilliard's another guy we'll see on the football field when these two teams square up on the gridiron here in a couple of weeks, as we'll have spring football for the first time. We're excited to bring you that action as well. Season gets started. But Carbondale
Wildcat foul number 40.
Hopes that things will go a little different on the football field than it has here tonight. Carbondale, of course, Brett, we were at that game last year, beat Marion to claim a share of the South 7 title at Carbondale last year in a very good football game. So we know these Terriers can definitely play football, and they appear to have Hilliard and Ragland and others coming back on the football field as well. So I feel like this game will be a little bit different when they switch sports here in a couple weeks.
No doubt. Carbondale, a lot of their skill positions players last year are coming back, and I think it's going to be a great football game. Carbondale, that was one of the better football teams I've seen from Carbondale, and I've been around past 10 years or so. So that'll be a great game, and Marion will be good too.
Foul called as Marion tries to get the ball inside to Bryson Burgess.
Carbondale foul on number 31 by Kaylee Green, his first.
And we have another mass break here under the 5-minute mark. Marion leads Carbondale 62-19. We'll be back right after this.
When you're shopping for a new or used vehicle at Watermark, you'll notice the Warranty Forever sticker on the windshield. Here's what that actually means. The powertrain on the vehicle is covered for unlimited mileage and unlimited time. That's the engine and transmission. There's no cost to you. It covers 100% parts and 100% labor. That means when you purchase a vehicle from Watermark, you have coverage for as long as you own the vehicle. So when you think of Watermark, think of Warranty Forever and true peace of mind.
Welcome back here live at Wilson Gym, where Marion leads Carbondale 62-19 with 4:26 left to play. And this one, definitely stay with us for our post-game show, as we'll name our Hub Recreation Center player of the game and bring you more stats, brought to you by Kemper CPA Group. And we'll recap this one, which has been all Marion here tonight. Anderson drives and scores and one. Nice take there by Tyron Anderson.
Yeah, great move. He went to the rim, he hung in the air, took the hit on the arm, and was able to convert it, and now has a chance for a three-point play.
Basket's good. At the line, trying to complete the three-point play.
So 9 of Marion's 11 players here in uniform tonight have reached the scorebook. So very deep, well-rounded effort by the Wildcats, who are going to win this one. The question is just how much, as the lead's now 65-19. Payne shot no good. And as the players battle for a rebound, we have a Marion foul on Anderson, number 11.
Marion foul on number 11, Tyron Anderson, his second.
Still like to see players get on the floor no matter the score. Good effort by both teams there.
Clock is running with the mercy rule in effect, as Marion led by more than 30 as this quarter started. Nice inbounds play there by Carbondale. Allison now has 6. He's Carbondale's second leading scorer behind Carl Payne. That freshman has 8 for the Terriers, who have been offensively struggled here tonight. Under 3 minutes to play. Ragland to Payne. Allison wants it in the post. Payne takes it himself.
Good
left-hand
shot.
Floater, good, and now he's in double figures.
Basket by Carl Payne.
Way to use the left hand. Went to the baseline and had a good floater. The shot. I like how Carbondale's posting up the big guy. They got to give him the ball though, but great post-up action.
There's one bright spot for the Terriers tonight. It's to Carl Payne, the 5'11 freshman, 185-pound guard, has 10 points to lead the Terriers, and he'll be around for a couple more years to come. So these Terriers have some things to look forward to with just 2 seniors on their roster, and we'll find out who replaces Coach Miller. Again, coaching his final game here at Wilson Gym against the Wildcats tonight. He'll retire after 23 seasons later this year. Bryson Burgess reaches the scorebook. That's now 10 Wildcats to score out of the 11 who have played. So everyone getting in on the fun. Marion leads 67-23 on the Watermark scoreboard. Ragland off the screen from Allison, cut off by Goodman. Now it comes to Hilliard. Pull up over Anderson, air ball, straight out of bounds, and it'll be Marion ball. Minute and a half to play. Marion up by 44 points and the ball. We'll see if they work the clock and dribble this thing out if they'll keep looking for points. Working it around to Cameron, now finds
Good
Burgess
feed.
in the post, up and in. Burgess has 4 this quarter. Good looking sophomore for Marion. Number 40, Bryson Burgess, along with Goodman, another sophomore on the front line. Noli, another sophomore. So a lot of underclassmen making contributions for Marion.
That was a great pass and a great seal off to get the 2 points. And you're right, 3 sophomores on the court, and we've seen them a little bit in the past 2 games, JV and varsity.
Burgess now gets the rebound. He's still playing hard. 40 seconds to play. Marion turns it over to Carl Payne as Carbondale tries to make this thing a little bit more respectable. Allison goes up and draws a foul. And with the running clock and the ball rolling away, that might just do it. They do stop the clock to fetch the basketball and get everyone lined up
At the line
for the free throw.
Number 41, Jarvis Allison.
Allison looking to build on his 6-point night. And he makes it 7. And brings Carbondale within 69-24.
Good
Hits them
shot.
both, so 8 points for Allison, the senior for the Terriers. And Marion with the ball, 20 seconds to play and a 44-point lead. They'll just probably dribble this thing out. Cameron, the lone Wildcat, not to score. They work it around. Burgess cuts in the lane, goes up. No good. Carbondale with the board. Clock under 5 seconds. They lose it, and that will do it. Marion defeats Carbondale 69-25. Marion improves to 1-1 on the season, 1-1 in the conference. Carbondale falls to 0-2 overall, 0-2 in the South 7. Stay with us. We'll have our post-game show and name our Hub Recreation Center player of the game when we come back right after this. This is Marion Wildcat Basketball live on the Marion Star Facebook, brought to you by John A. Logan College and the Watermark Auto Group. Thank you so much for watching.
At Farmers State Bank, we prioritize not only
our customers, but the communities that we live in. During this very difficult time,
we value your unwavering trust
and loyalty in being your bank.
Supporting and serving local businesses, familiar faces, friends and family.
Each and every day is a large portion of our job.
Farmers State Bank stands community strong.
As your bank, we are committed to bringing you
support, success,
and strength during this time.
Because we are
and always will be
here for you.
At Farmers State Bank, no one
serves you better.
At Farmers State Bank, no one serves you better.
May God bless you.
May God bless all of you.
It's time to name the Hub Recreation Center's Player of the Game. If you want to improve your game, visit the Hub Recreation Center.
Welcome back here at Wilson Gym, where the Marion Wildcats just defeated the Carbondale Terriers 69-25 alongside Brett Bradley. I'm Riley Swinford. It's time for our Hub Recreation Center post-game show, where we'll name our Hub Recreation Center player of the game. Let's recap Marion's stats first as we look at all of our different options for our player of the game. Ray Bardot led the way with 18 points. Joining him in double figures was Trevor Jackson with 13. Jordan Cook had 8. Vincent Newsom and Hunter Simmons both had 7. Evan Noli had 6. Bryson Burgess had 4 late. Tyron Anderson had 3. Bryson Wilson had 2, and Nehemiah Goodman had 1 for the Wildcats. So, Brett, those are all of our candidates for the player of the game, but I think we have to give it to Rajon Bardeau.
I agree. I think he deserves it. He was a leading scorer. He played great defense. He didn't turn the ball over a lot, made a lot of rebounds. We don't have his assist and rebounds numbers, but he was all over the court today. And, you know, when you have a point guard with that much experience and that much athleticism and talent, you know, you never know how good a team's going to be, but that sort of gives an indication of some certainty. So I think he's a well-deserving player, and also, you know, Trevor Jackson played well, as you said, and others, but I think Ray deserves it.
Ray had 12 in the first half and then 6 in the third quarter. He had a 3 in the first quarter and a 3 in the third. He did not play along with other Marion starters in the fourth quarter as Marion went with their reserves. He could have probably had a 20-point night if he would have played in the fourth, but he finishes with 18. We highlighted him in the pregame show. I feel like this team will go as Ray Bardeau goes, and he's a name we're going to say a lot the next 2 years because he's just a junior.
Yeah, he has been a player that was highly touted in junior high and even in high school, and I'm starting to see, like you made a great point about how it was Jackson Connor's team this year, and now some of the other players are starting to realize, like, this is our team where we have to step up and score, and Marion has some people who can do that, and I think Marion had people last year who could have done that, but with Jackson Connor being such a prolific scorer, there's really no need for them to, you know, chip in, but now they have to because he's gone. But Marion has a lot of players who are capable of scoring, and like we saw today, we had many people in double figures or close to it.
Bardeau has always played up with older kids, so he's now finally getting to play against kids his own age. Like he said, he started 8th grade as a 7th grader, played on the 8th grade team in 8th grade, and then once he got to high school, 3 games into his high school career, he's been a varsity starter. So he has the experience, he has the games under his belt, and the experience definitely showed here tonight as he is our Hub Recreation Center player of the game with 18 points to lead the Wildcats, who are now 1-1 overall and 1-1 in the South 7 Conference. Brett, overall, what were your reactions from our first look at the Wildcats here in 2021?
Well, they have a lot of familiar faces that we've seen, and they sort of chip in. Everybody can chip in and score. Many of the players are can shoot, can pass, can run, can play defense. And when you have people who can do that, it allows, you know, one person doesn't have to carry the load all the time. I think that was sort of the problem with Marion last year. Like, Jackson Connor had to score 20 points for Marion to be competitive or to win. This year, you know, I think Jackson, Bardeau, Cook, and Newsom all have the capabilities of scoring 15 points or close to it consistently. And if I think they get 2 people doing that per game, they're going to win most games.
Marion definitely looked more comfortable here tonight on their home floor than last week at Centralia in such a weird season, like we've talked about multiple times tonight. The uncertainty whether we were going to have high school basketball in the state of Illinois this season. These teams did not have contact days for much of the spring, much of the summer, much of the fall. Then with the phase change where Southern Illinois moved into phase 4 and the classification change from the Illinois Department of Public Health and Governor J.B. Pritzker's office and the IHSA allowed them to start high school basketball on a short notice just a couple of weeks ago. They went straight into practice, had 7 practices or so, and boom, went and played at Centralia last week. So they had another weeks of practice under their belt here tonight, and I think that's something that head coach Gus Gillespie is going to talk about when we hear from him here in our post game. Our Bill Swinford recently talked to the head coach to get his comments following the Wildcats' 69-25 win over the Terriers, and we're going to send it to our interview with the Wildcats head coach, who's in his 4th year leading Marion right now.
First off, just a huge win tonight, big statement. What was kind of the mindset going into today's matchup?
Well, you know what? I just felt like maybe an extra week of preparation. We were more prepared than last week, and our kids had a good week of practice. We were able to get practices in all week, so they were excited to finally play a home game.
You got a loaded juniors, it looks like, roster. You got some experience. What does that mean for these guys coming back and just 2 seniors in this kind of crazy?
Yeah, our 2 lone seniors, Hunter Simmons and Jordan Cook. But hey, the young guys, Here's the thing. The team is close. It's kind of silly, but within the last 2.5 weeks, I just like the camaraderie with this team. They spend a lot of time together. You have to chase them out of the gym, and usually teams like that play hard on Friday and Saturday night.
Lastly, just what is something that you've noticed in the short time that's been great to see on the court that's going to be, a advantage for you guys moving forward?
I think just sharing the ball. That's one thing that we've tried to emphasize. I see our kids taking good shots. They're sharing the basketball and playing hard. And anytime you see that as a coach, it's a good thing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Do you expect Carbondale to give you more of a game tonight, guys?
You know what? Carbondale's come in here the last 3 years and beaten us at home. I know they had a heck of a class last year. Obviously, lost a lot of seniors, but hey, they played hard. We just had a heck of a second quarter and kind of busted things open.
What was the key to that second quarter?
I think we hit some shots.
So we're now going to look ahead to our remaining season in this short 2021 season. Marion will be back in action here at home Tuesday night as they host Cairo in a non-conference game. The JV contest will start at 6, followed by our SIH pregame show and the varsity contest to follow. Marion will also have home games against Mount Vernon and Murfreesboro next week on the 19th and 20th. Murfreesboro will be here for a 12 o'clock tip, or starts on the 20th. We don't have a tip-off this season due to COVID. That will be a triple header with freshman, JV, and varsity. And then Marion's homestand will continue on the 26th when Centralia comes to town. Marion will have 2 road games at Cahokia and Carbondale, and then their final home contest will be here on March 6th, exactly a year to the date of last year's regional championship game. The season will conclude on March 9th at Mount Vernon. So we'll be able to bring you all the freshman, JV, and varsity contest here at home on the Marion Star Facebook page. So be staying tuned to the Marion Star newspaper and this Facebook page on when we will go live next. And if you're a Marion Wildcats girls basketball fan, we will bring their home opener rescheduled. It was supposed to be this past Thursday night, but due to the ice and snow we had here in Southern Illinois this past week, that game has been rescheduled for Monday night. So that will be our next broadcast here when the Casey Rose era begins. The new Lady Wildcats head coach will coach his first game when Centralia comes to town Monday night. And then they'll also have games at Heron on the 13th, Carbondale on the 18th, and at Vienna on the 20th. And we'll also have a home broadcast against Massac County on the 23rd. Back-to-back road contest will be on the 25th and 27th at Mount Vernon and Centralia respectively. And then they have 3 straight to finish out the year on the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th. Again, there's no conference play, no conference titles, no regional titles, no postseason play this year due to COVID. But Brett, it's just good, even with all the different rules, the mask, the schedule changes, it's just good to be back and have high school basketball again.
Exactly. Whatever the cost is in terms of differences between this year and last year, I think for a senior's perspective, you want to play. And there's some seniors on the Marion team, both in football and basketball, and anything you can do to play, even if it's not a full season, I think is worth it. And it was good to see seniors that get a chance, because your senior season's special, and it's would be frustrating not to be able to do it for any reason. So
we recently caught up with one of those seniors. It's Jordan Cook, to hear his reaction following the Wildcats' 69-25 lead. Let's send it to Jordan.
Played a lot of games against Carbondale in your time.
Yep.
What'd you think of this one?
Oh man, we came out here ready to go. We worked hard every day of practice this week, 2 hours. We all walked in pretty well.
What do you think was the difference this week against last week?
Well, last week we were kind of like getting used to it a little bit with like all the mask thing. There was no fans, but today we knew what was going on.
Even with the way the gym was. And
oh yeah.
Did you feel the support?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but like it's still not like last year where we have, 400 fans in here. It's like we still come out here ready to go every day.
All right, that's a senior.
So that was Marion senior Jordan Cook, who had 8 points in tonight's big home opening win over Carbondale, 69-25, as the Wildcats really were in control for most of the game. It was tight after the first quarter, 13-10, but Marion blew things open, outscoring the Terriers 31-5 in the second to open up a commanding 44-15 halftime lead, and they really rolled in the second half as well as they closed out the 69-25 lead. Brett will have probably a little bit of a more challenging week next week. Caro's always traditionally good at basketball. And then we'll also see Murfreesboro later in the week. They're always traditionally good at basketball. And on Friday night, we'll get Mount Vernon in here. Mount Vernon's a team that really had Marion's number a season ago, so much more tougher contest lie ahead for the Wildcats and their fans.
No doubt. And Murfreesboro has been good in sports the past few years, definitely football, but also basketball. And Mount Vernon, I think, beat Marion 3 times last year.
That's correct, yeah.
And so I would imagine they'll be tough too. So can't wait for those games, and Marion will have a different perspective of game coming up. Carbondale, just when you have a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, it's hard to be competitive against seniors and juniors, just for many reasons.
Well, that will do it for tonight's production of Marion Wildcat basketball here on the Marion Star Facebook page. We want to thank our title sponsors, Johnny Logan College and Watermark Auto Group, one more time for their support this season, along with our other generous sponsors who are making these broadcasts, which are ever more important this year due to COVID, possible here this season. Stay tuned to the Marion Star Facebook page and the Marion Star newspaper for continued coverage of all things Marion. Alongside Brett Bradley, I'm Riley Swinford, repeating the final score. Marion 69, Carbondale 25. Good night from Wilson Gym.
Thank you for watching Swinford Media Group's production of live Marion High School athletics. This live stream is brought to you by Johnny Logan College, Watermark Auto Group, with additional support provided by SIH, Black Diamond Harley Davidson, Farmers State Bank, Supercuts. Other partners include First Mid Bank and Trust, Kenya Gardner State Farm Insurance, Legence Bank, The Hub Recreation Center, Kemper CPA Group LLC, Marion Plumbing LLC, First Southern Bank, Murphy Wall State Bank, Arcadia Wealth Management, Mr. B's Landscaping, and the Marion Star.
The proceeding has been a production of the Marion Star Live. The material may not be reproduced, distributed, transmitted, or otherwise used without the prior written consent of Swinford Publications, LLC.